Everybody, welcome to Visual Communication and Media. My name is Adam Rozeski. It's a pleasure to see each and every one of you. Hope everybody's having a great week. Welcome to week 2. I'm going to start taking a look at your grades here and hopefully have everything done by Thursday. Keep in mind, lecture is tonight at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. All right, so please keep in mind I do all my lectures on Mondays. Just Tuesday, I felt kind of bad for week 1 to throw y'all a lecture on Monday. I didn't think that was fair. So every one of my lectures are going to be on Monday, just give you a heads up. But I figured we'd talk about going into a little bit about perception, since last week we talked about sensory responses and we also talked about the history of visual communication. This week we're going to talk about sensory responses and how they matter in more ways. No, I'm sorry, my apologies. We're going to talk about perceptual responses and how perception matters in more ways than one, because of the fact that people have different perceptions based upon their experiences and their cultures, and we learn things inherently as we grow up a lot of times, and we really don't question it until we get to our older years. But it's something we have to concern that a lot of cultures and a lot of different understandings define our perceptions in more ways than one. And people tend to make visuals because of this, so we can trigger specific perceptions to gain that positive response. And that's what we're going to be focusing on this week. We're actually going to talk about a lot of different elements this week. We're going to focus on cultural perception. We're also going to talk about cognitive memories and businesses and how they work with culture. But we're also going to spend the third week, so when we get to week 3, we're still going to stay on perception and how it ties into signs, symbols, logos, and different types of images that deal with cultures and groups, such as semiotics. And we'll deal with the perception of stimuli as well and how they kind of focus with everything. Now, we have to keep in mind that perception is the organization and identification, interpretation of sensory information in order to represent and understand the presented information in front of us with the environment. So we're going to talk about this week. Keep in mind, lecture is going to be tonight at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Keep in mind, your initial post is due Tuesday night. Please make sure it's turned in by the end of the night Tuesday night. And that's all I got. All right, everybody, take it easy. Hope everyone has a good week. See y'all for lecture. Take it easy. Bye-bye.